Hello everyone, welcome back to Sharp Cuts. My name is Garrett May alongside Josh Nickel. As always, welcome back to the show. And I am feeling hyped today, Josh. I wasn't feeling it 5 minutes ago, but as soon as the lights were on, we hit that record button. I'm ready to go, buddy. Are you feeling it?
Well, when Garrett's fired up, I'm fired up.
Okay, that was pretty weak. Like, you've got to meet my energy, like, when I come in hot like that, Josh. Otherwise, I just fall out. Like, are you ready to go or not?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yes Guy Gaming. I got to do the hand talking thing more.
Yes, absolutely. Especially for the listeners who can't see this. You just have to get it going, okay? Because you can feel it through the mic. All right. Let's get right into it. So let's introduce our guests and a little bit of context. So this is maybe the first time this has ever happened, Josh. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But last week, we called out some people for bailing on the show. And in a Sharp Cuts first time ever, unprecedented, we have those people on the show to potentially defend themselves or call us out. I don't know. But please welcome to the show, Elina Zvigelsky and Robin Henshaw. How's it going? What do you two have to say for yourselves?
I'll start off. Thanks for having us on the show. But, okay, I will have to defend myself because it was a tough bail. I don't think it was just a bail. But also, Garrett, you did call me out on the show about not being a listener, but I actually heard everything you said, so I'm going to have to call you out on that later. But, anyways.
Did you hear everything I said because I called you out or because you listened to every minute of every show?
Okay, I definitely don't listen to every minute of the show, but my buddy Daniel told me that I was clown of the week, so I did have to tune in.
So Daniel's a listener and you're just riding his coattails. Well, thanks for thanking us for bringing you on the show and way to go high when I went low. So welcome to the show. Robin is here as well. Robin, how are you doing? And are you even a part of this nonsense that is happening there?
I know, kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's been 3 weeks in a row that I've gotten a text from Elina. So Wednesday, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. And then Wednesday comes and fail, another text from Elina. But I do have to, some accountability. I do think last week I may have texted back yes, that's the best excuse ever to miss the show. Absolutely, go watch the Raptors or whatever you were doing. I couldn't have come up with a better reason not to go on Garrett's show. Fully was in support of her. So, I mean, to be fair, Raptors.
Yeah.
Getting roasted on a show, it's
definitely okay with bailing on us for the Raptors. And Robin, thank you for calling it Garrett's show. I appreciate that.
Sorry.
Josh, feel it. Josh, absolutely feel it. But do you care to, Elina, walk us through what the reasoning for the first bail was?
The first bail. I think that's Josh when I was like, I need someone to be here with me, and then I asked about Luke, right?
That's for sure how it happened. Yep. And then actually, Luke's had practice, but then when we canceled practice, I was able to circle back and get Luke on the show. And oddly enough, he didn't invite you to come with him. He invited Marty instead. So that was a weird cycle of events there.
Yeah, so that was just a little weird confusion, kind of does he have practice, does he not? And then Martin came on the show. Good kudos to Martin, I miss that guy.
Okay.
That was the only, it wasn't...
You bailed because you wanted somebody to be on the show with you. And now we've got somebody on the show with you. You made it to the show. And Robin immediately doubles down and buries you and calls you out for also bailing.
Yeah.
He does. And, it's fair. I'm not going to deny that
Brutal.
I didn't bail. But listen, we're here now, so...
And I don't think we can overlook, Garrett, that she did get Daniel on the show, but now we found out that Daniel's a snitch because he told her exactly what we said. I'm still not convinced that she actually listened to the episode other than Daniel just said what was told. So she may not even know what was said word for word, just Daniel's interpretation.
Okay. Well, immediate clown of the week to Daniel for snitching. Preemptive clown of the week to Daniel for that. Right?
He didn't snitch, trust me. I was just curious how it went because I was like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
God, Garrett, I was like,
good one.
Let me see how this went. And I just skip. And then
skipped, and just happened to fall on when I went Clowns of the Week 45 minutes into the episode?
No. You talked in the beginning, whatever intros, and I was like, skip. And then I just listened from there, and you were like, all right, gonna have to call some people out for bailing. And then there it goes.
She was listening in like 3 times speed and then heard her name and got really excited.
There it is.
Now it's important.
There it is. Okay. Now, I realize when introducing you, I do this, Josh. I introduce the guests, but I never tell the listeners who these people are in case they don't know. I guess I kind of just assume that everybody knows who we're bringing on. Is there anything we need to tell the people about you two before we get into stuff, or do everybody just knows who you are already?
I don't know if people knew you were a coach for 2 years.
I think they picked up on that when Robin said it was Garrett's show, so they must have known there was some sort of prior
they didn't
relationship
pick up on that, Josh. That was just unrelated. It's Garrett's show.
Yeah, it could have been connected to what that would be my bad.
Okay, you two. You got to figure it out here, okay?
Terrible.
Elina's bailing on us twice. Robin's coming on with the choppiest internet on the planet. And, what is going on? Okay, you know what? You two, tell me. What did you want to talk about? What did you guys come on the show to chat with us about?
Honestly, whatever. I don't know. If you're the host, come on.
I mean, we could take a deep dive. We could take a deep dive into, what's it like being post Garrett's coaching? You know what I mean? We're products, technically, of a Maria Garrett coaching duo that was pretty strong.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you.
If I say so myself, pretty. I mean, I have to at some point say it's great.
Yeah.
One.
Well, I appreciate that. I hope that a post Garrett coaching situation is a vast increase. I was holding you back somehow, and now after it's just gotten way better, you're rid of me. That would be great to hear for you. But selfishly, I'd love to hear that it's just gone downhill since. So you'll have to confirm or deny.
Oh, I don't know. Elina, you want to go for this one?
Okay, you hesitated. That says it all, Josh. I don't know if I can handle that. Maybe we need to move away from that.
I want to know about the team dynamic. I know Garrett and Maria are great coaches, but I'm wondering, when you coach with your partner like that, could you tell there was ever tension? If Garrett didn't do the dishes, were they ever bickering at practice? Was there ever issues about the partnership dynamic of coaches? Or was Garrett able to tap his ego down a little bit and notice that he's not the head coach, so he doesn't get to speak as much as maybe Maria did? How did they manage their dynamic coaching together?
I think it was, I don't know if it was more Garrett tapping down. I think it was more our team had been coached by Maria for a while.
That's true.
An enormous amount of respect for her. And so it was mostly our team being like, oh, this Garrett guy just joined. We don't know who this is, but this Maria girl, she's pretty cool. We like her. So stranger I guess we'll listen to him once in a while.
Entering that
huge
scene.
Stranger danger. First male coach we'd had on the team as well. So that was new. We'd only had female coaches up to then. So that was kind of a bummer, honestly. I almost spent my whole club career being coached by only women.
No, I get it. It was a bummer for me too. Well, it was the first time, Josh, that I'd ever coached women.
Garrett, but...
So that was a new experience for me. But still didn't answer the question, Josh. Did Maria and I's domestic spats ever carry over into the coaching arena? I don't think so.
No.
But I feel like I buried the ego and shut up, Josh, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
I feel like you guys, no, it definitely didn't carry over to the court, but I remember sometimes there was not arguments, but you viewed something one way and then she kind of viewed it the other way. Something like that, I don't remember, but
Yeah, definitely coaching with your partner is if you're the assistant, you're like, hey, let's take a time out here. It's no. Oh, okay. I guess we're not taking a time out here. So, yeah. You know what? I get that it's a bit sensitive to really give your honest opinion. Because, Maria's going to listen to this back, obviously, and you want to be respectful to her. And But come on, I can take it. Bring on the full truth here.
I don't know, Robin. What do you have?
I don't know. I think the one thing we did hear jokes about once in a while was the when are Maria and Garrett getting engaged?
Oh,
talk. Which was, I think when you're coaching like a, 16, 17-year-old girls team, we might have fueled that fire a little bit as well. Like every trip they went on, they'd come back and they'd have 12 people in their face. Like, where's the ring? Us now. And without fail, no ring. So that is now obviously solved, but.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, don't coach with your partner when you're not married or engaged or anything. It's just a pressure cooker for that sort of thing. So
much pressure
there. Yeah, like lesson learned there, Josh. So rectified that, but holy, yeah, like go away and come back and like, hey, how was it? What do you mean? Yeah, like glad to be through with that. Oh boy. All right, well, enough about me, Josh. I know this show is all about me, but we have content to get to. Like, yeah, you were curious about me? Stop it, okay? Let's get into really...
This is your show. I feel like I'm just a guest every week on your show. I'm just like a regular guest, I think is what's happening.
Could you contribute once in a while? That would be great. I asked you last week to be entertaining, and you blew it. So, can you at least step it up this week? Thank you.
Have you seen the views? The downloads are insane. I don't know how YouTube's doing, but that show did very, very well for a couple of guys who won 2 matches this year.
In spite of you, Josh. Imagine that. In spite of your lackluster performance, it did well. Anyways, and we'll get to that, Josh, because it's time for Players and Clowns of the Week, everybody's favorite segment. Okay? Because there's 4 of us here. It always takes long when we do it, so we better get into it. So, Robin, Elina, I hope you are both prepared with Players and Clowns. Okay. All right. And, okay. See, this is just that you know what, Josh? We don't inform guests about the tech situation beforehand, and I'm regretting it immediately because you know what happens when you turn your camera off when you're recording with? I have to edit things.
Oh, no.
Josh, I absolutely blew that.
I'm trying to get better Wi-Fi
production
here
meeting.
For you.
Gosh, this is a train wreck. Player of the week to me for putting up with this.
We haven't had to talk tech issues since Jake McNeil was on the show and be tapping at the table or ducking or moving around the camera. Like, it hasn't been an issue for like 40 episodes, I feel like.
Love that you worked in calling out Jake in that moment. I love that subtle, sharp cut. We should do stuff like that more. Anyways, it's time for Players of the Week. So I hope Robin figures it out and gets ready to go. Because I'm ready to go, and I'm going to start, Josh, because you just about stole my thunder here. So, Player of the Week to you and me, Josh. To you and me. Congrats to us this week. Absolutely. Player of the Week. Should we describe why, or should we just it's just because we're just that great? We just deserve it every week, but this week is special.
I'd love to know the reasoning.
Oh, okay. Okay. Great.
Didn't even hesitate.
Well, now that I'm at this moment, I'm realizing that this is pretty lame. But, Josh, you know the YouTube game is a hard game, right? And we are closing in on 100 subscribers on YouTube. The first 100, they say, is the hardest to get. And after that, they say it's easier. I don't think it's going to be easier for us. But we are very, very close, Josh. So much that we may even be at 100 when this episode airs. So if you haven't already, head over to Sharp Cuts Volleyball and hit that subscribe button and help us out at least to get to 100, right? Then we at least have 20-something more episodes before we have more episodes than subscribers. So we need the help there, Josh. But congrats to us, right?
Yeah. The subscriber thing is cool. I think people are like, oh, you want to get to a certain number so you can monetize this? No, I don't care about that. We have an inside joke where we will cancel the show as soon as the episode number passes the subscribers. And we were getting dangerously close to that number. So I'm glad we have a little bit more breathing room now so we can keep doing the show.
Yeah, we were super close. Episode 60-ish, we were around 65 subscribers. So yikes, that was dangerous. So we've got a buffer now, but we want to push that even further. So hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. I mean, Player of the Week to all the subscribers as well. So maybe now after Elina and Robin actually subscribe to the show on YouTube, we may just get there. Elina, are you subscribed?
Going on my phone right now because, I watch.
We didn't know that. So let's get you subscribed. Robin, you too.
All right, you are at 67 now. Thank you.
Well,
I've heard number 67 is always the best subscriber, but
yeah, but we're not at 67. You would know we're not at 67 if you actually subscribed and saw the numbers. We're very close to 100 is what I'm saying. We may actually be.
I don't know.
So anyways, let's get there. Maybe before the end of this episode recording is even over, Josh. Let's just make a few fake accounts and go on there and just push it, right?
No, we got to do it the right way.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
By begging our
week.
guests to be subscribers on the show. That's doing it the right way, right?
Right, that's right. that's the real way to do it. Okay. I have another players of the week, and it's got to go to Daniel Austin and Charlie Windsor for somehow, and Josh, I didn't even know about the downloads when I wrote this down. So this last week, and Elina, Robin, we'll have to see what we can do this week. Last week is our fastest growing episode in Sharp Cuts history. It is blowing away all of our numbers on YouTube and is crushing it. So, I mean, congrats to those guys for what? Did something happen? Like, are they the draw? I didn't know those 2 and 18 Trent guys were like such a pull. Did they pack the shack onto YouTube to get us the views? I don't know, Josh, but I thank them for that.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but thank you guys. Thank you so much. I mean, their numbers on the podcast, Garrett, they're doing what like most shows do in the first month. They're doing in the first week. So who knew that the Trent Excalibur had such a big following?
It's a lot of pressure.
It's already our second most watched video ever. And it's only been a few days.
Let's put that into perspective. We've had Brandy Wilkerson on the show like twice. We've had Melissa on the show. We've had Sarah Pavan once or twice on the show. Like, we've had some big shooters. Heather Bansley. Like, there's been some big guests come through. And Charlie Windsor is leading the charge with the snitch Daniel Austin. This is amazing.
So why don't I get cleared for bringing them?
Well,
come on,
because we have to see how your episode does. So if your episode dominate, now the challenge is on. Not only do we need you both to subscribe because we need to get to 100, but we need you both to somehow help the next episode get even further so you can rub it in his face, right?
Yeah. So maybe Elina will be balanced out with a player of the week to balance her clown of the week out.
Yes.
If we can get...
Although I don't know that it works like that, Josh. We'll have to actually see how it works. Like, if you get player of the week and clown of the week, does it like even out, or are you still a clown but you just did another cool thing? Like, does that matter?
I think it's one at a time. You got to take each moment on its own thing. It doesn't cancel out like the universe here.
Wow.
Yeah, so
deep.
Sorry,
Right.
Elina.
There's a lot of layers to this show. If you guys would listen, you would know how complex it can get.
It's a pretty deep
That's a
show.
metaphor for life.
Okay, so those are my players of the week. Congrats to us, Josh, as really a self-involved player of the week. But that's it for me. Okay, who's next?
All right. Well, Elina and I talked about this one, but I'm doing a duo clown and player of the week. Yeah, that's right. Take it in one moment, and I'm giving it to both of them at the same time.
I don't follow. So you're already naming your clown of the week now because you ruined the surprise that you're doing the same person as player and clown?
Yeah, well, it goes hand in hand because I can't. Like, it's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Bring it.
UBC women's team. Clown lost in quarters. That sucked. But then hosted nationals, so got that automatic bid. I know a lot of people were upset about that. And won nationals. Player of the week, at least.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
The country.
So player of the week for winning nationals. Congrats. I mean, congrats. Obviously.
That was huge.
Congrats. And a clown of the week for losing in quarters in their own provincial division.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do we also then need to get, like, if that's clown of the week worthy after you win nationals, do we need to give like a massive clown of the week to every team that finished 5th in every provincial division for losing in quarters? How did York
Including
women do
my
this
team.
year?
Hey, they got past quarters, actually.
Okay, yeah, good, great. How did Western women do this year?
We did not get past quarters this year.
So does that mean clown of the week to your team too?
I guess self clown of the week. That's okay. I'll take it.
Okay.
Clown of the week for losing the Queens in the quarters. Western women's team.
Yeah, Queens.
Hell of a game, but
yeah.
Bag on that one.
There you go. I mean, so to bring it full circle, player of the week to UBC. Congrats for the big win.
Yeah.
But also, you blew it in the provincials. Now, if you two had listened to were listeners to the show, you would have known we chatted about that last week. And that's a little bit of old news, but it's okay. Robin, I have a question for you because our listeners don't know this, but right now our viewers are seeing something on screen instead of your face. So what do you want that to be?
Oof, that's a tough one. I'm going to say like a nice reel of like puppies playing in a field. I know most people go for like a highlight reel. Can't really do that with a bench player. So I'm going to say maybe like some cute animals.
Okay. So
doing something adorable.
It's been like 10 minutes now that you've had your camera off. And this whole time, everybody has been seeing a reel of puppies, like cute animals, instead of you. And they will have seen it without any context. Are you seriously not seeing my face
right now?
And no, we can't. If you're trying to, we can't. But that's okay because the puppies are worth it. You called it out. So this is what the people are seeing right now. And they're only just getting context for it right now.
That's tough.
Okay, awesome. Who's next?
Oh, she's back.
Oh no, the puppies are gone.
No way you can't see me right now. That is so disappointing.
We can right now. The puppies are gone and we got you. So thanks for
the viewers are going to be so disappointed. And there goes me and Elina being your top viewed video. The puppies are gone. I have nothing to bring to the table. This is ridiculous.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We can still right this ship, everybody. We can do this. Mid-game inspirational talk here. Okay? What did we used to say when we were on the bench? Did I ever bring out some let's goes or some inspirational thing to get it going?
It was just
it was like
it's like a clap.
This ref sucks. Yeah. Rah.
Sounds like me.
And we'd all be like, "Yay, Garrett!" And then maybe a little hype up in there, like.
Okay, well, we need Josh to give me a card then to get us hype here, but we don't have Sharp Cuts cards. But maybe it's a new segment we should get going, Josh, where we just give each other cards in the middle of an episode. Oh my gosh!
It's not a card.
Getting a yellow card mid-episode. You happen to have a yellow thing right there. Unbelievable.
Good thing she turned her camera back on. That joke wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, Robin.
Well,
I know.
Our listeners have no idea.
How embarrassing if my camera was still off and I tried to make that joke. I'd be standing there like this with nobody answering me.
Well, our listeners still have no idea, but we'll just so Robin held up a yellow card just for everybody who's listening because, I mean, we got a mixed audience here. We have digressed significantly, so if you're still listening, thank you, and hit subscribe. Elina, over to you for Player of the Week.
Okay, so as Robin said, we did talk about this a little bit, so I will also have to give it's a little boring, but I will have to give Player of the Week to UBC's team as well. I don't know. Listen, I was trying not to be original. Robin went first, so that sucks.
Well, hold on. You talked about it.
My bad.
And knew what was happening and still doubled up.
Yes.
We said we were going to do it together. We're teammates first, Garrett.
Teammates, yeah. What do you mean, teammates first?
But you're not teammates anymore.
We signed forever. Come on.
Come on.
Well, then I'm a teammate. Should I also have Player of the Week, UBC?
So it's too late for that now. You didn't join the FaceTime before the call, so we couldn't let you know. Yeah, but next time we'll let you know.
Yeah.
FaceTime's not in Sharp Cut's budget. We have this out of scope for us. Okay, so you're gonna at least give a little different reasoning for it, or just same up?
I guess I don't know. It's just a crazy thing to do. Like Trinity Western was number 1, number 2, bouncing back, and then UBC lost and they weren't even on U Sport top 10. And then look at them now. They win national title, so good for them, I guess. I don't know. Seems like they didn't really care much about what was being said about them because they had lost the quarters. So, again, good for them. So
that's true. And that's a program that definitely needs more national championship banners in their gymnasium, right? Like they're significantly lacking for those.
Yeah.
Jeez. You know what? Clown of the week. Forget the player of the week, UBC. You won enough, okay? Losing the quarter, you can give player of the week for winning national? Ah, come on. Lame. Now, are you both going to, because we're going to go to clowns of the week. So you have a chance right now to either double down on the UBC thing or come up with something new and spicy to get things going. I'll leave that up to you. While we go to Josh for your player of the week, Josh.
Garrett, I'm going to go to the beach side, and I'm going to say Sarah Hughes and Kelly Chang. A lot of fans would know Kelly as Kelly Clays, playing under her maiden name. So, Garrett, a lot of drama with this team in the years past. So they just won the Elite 16. Since they've reunited as a partnership, they've won a Challenger, an Elite 16, FIB Finals, took a fifth in an Elite, fifth in a Challenger, and like I said, they've already won an Elite 16. But they played together at USC, were like dominant. I think they didn't lose a match for like 2 years, and then they played on tour, and they were doing really well. And then Sarah chose to leave. She thought she could find a better partner, and ironically, she's the one who didn't make the Olympics. Kelly did when playing with Sarah Swansel. So very public, very ugly breakup, and now they're reunited like an awesome movie sequel. It's going together. They're dominating again. The world's balanced out, Garrett, now that Sarah and Kelly are playing together again, and they're absolutely crushing it. So as much as I enjoyed the drama and the breakup, it's cool to see them back together and just like crushing it together. So cool story, and they're like I said, rolling. They're either quarterfinalists or winning tournaments right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats to them. I mean, Josh, you know what I'm going to scold you on, though.
No.
I mean, you do. We've done. This is episode 80 of Sharp Cuts, Josh. We've done 80 of these things. You know what I'm about to say to you.
No, I have no idea.
Just take a guess.
That's
Josh.
what keeps it exciting.
Just take a guess, Josh. 80 episodes, you don't know me?
And I took two people. Is that what you're saying? Because you had two different award winners this week. Is that not allowed? This is a team
that's fine.
Okay, good.
You're giving player of the week to our rivals, who Canada's competing against. Are you kidding me?
Rivals.
Our rivals to the south, our direct neighbors, Josh. They don't need that extra love from you.
That means whoever like does well on the world tour scene, who Brandy and Mel might play against, I can't ever say like, that team's pretty good.
Yep.
Well, you got to give a player of the week to Brandy and Mel then too, because they've also been killing it.
Sure.
Well, here's the thing, Josh. You didn't give them player of the week, and you could have. And here's why. Because you're used to the success, aren't you? So when they have a mediocre result, you're like, it probably should have been better. Because you're used to it. You took it for granted, didn't you, Josh?
I took it for granted. I said they would win again. They took a fifth. I may have given them a Sharp Cut curse there. Usually we give a Sharp Cuts bump, and people usually do well when we say they're going to do well. This one was a bit of a fumble by me. So I apologize to Mel and Brandy, who were crushing it until we mentioned, like, it's old news. They're just going to keep crushing it. I got used to it, Garrett.
Well, great point, Robin, because they come fifth at that event?
Yeah.
Them coming fifth 10 years ago, Josh Nickel would have been hype about that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you're saying they had a slump with a fifth? Come on, dude.
And Sarah and Sophie take a ninth, and we all shrug our shoulders. We're like, oh, what's going on? What's wrong? We know it's a top 10 finish, Garrett, where, again, 5 years ago, we'd be lining up the parade.
We cannot get used to this, Josh. I'll say it again, and you're used to it. You blew it. So clown of the week to you, Josh, for that. But okay, congrats to everybody involved. Congrats to those teams. Okay, players of the week. Did we have any others, or are we done with that? I'm
good there.
Oh, I got one. I've been watching. Have you guys seen this? I know. I'm like an idea machine now that apparently once the ball's rolling. I've been watching the McMaster released a documentary about their men's team. I watched it. Beautifully filmed. Shout out to whoever made that. Literally strung my heart chords right there. And so shout out to whoever made that documentary, because McMaster's supposed to be a Western rival, and I'm out here like I was cheering them on when the men's team was playing at nationals. I was really excited for them. So that was if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out because it was really good.
Great point, Robin. And I didn't know that. And we didn't know that last week, Josh, when we were talking about McMaster.
Oh, no.
So can we just say, though, the turnaround most improved of the year, McMaster's media department. McMaster Volleyball media department, because are you kidding me? We called them out not 3 months ago for having the worst stream anyone's really ever seen. And now last week we talked about what a great stream it was. And Robin, you're saying they had a beautiful documentary that was tugging at the heartstrings, beautifully filmed?
It was great. It was wonderful. I had to watch it on the TV, like big screen.
Unbelievable turnaround for that group. Of course, yeah, well deserving if that's what they're bringing after we heard about the complaints before.
Yeah, Daniel did mention the documentary, but we didn't hype it up the way that Robin delivered, pulling at the heartstrings there. I just, you know how...
Making trailers for them, honestly. It was very good.
When you type too much on YouTube, Garrett, it shrinks it. You got to expand it and get into the weeds a little bit. But I believe Colin Wuda is the one who deserves the credit for shooting and editing this beauty of a documentary. So, like Robin said, check it out if you haven't seen it already. But almost 12,000 views already, and it's been out since March 16th. So good for Mac.
Yeah, maybe if we shout them out, they'll shout us out, and we'll get a little piece of that action because that would be...
Now that they're getting lots of views.
Yeah, smart move, Robin. You understand the business here. So
there's that sharp cuts bump.
Right.
Yeah, we need to start being strategic with our players of the week to call out people who may give us exposure, Josh. So that's just a little business thing here. We're getting a lesson. Alrighty. Well, let's pivot to really the favorite segment of the week. Really everybody's favorite segment of the week, and it's Clowns of the Week. And Josh... This is a hit and miss for me. I nail it sometimes I don't. So I have two this week to try to hedge my bets, to try to deliver something worthwhile of a call out. So I'm going to start with my worst call out, because it's not a person. It's just really anybody who's ever said these words, and I know it's you, so I'm giving you Clown of the Week for all the reasons we said before, but also this reason. Anybody who ever says my athlete or my athletes as a coach. Probably my biggest pet peeve in volleyball coaching is when people say those words. First of all, they're not your athletes. They're their own athletes. You can beat it, okay? You don't own anything, my athletes, okay? Beat it. Second of all, the word athletes is just so vanilla, so bland, so weak that it's just no personality to it whatsoever, incredibly boring. So, Josh, how often in a day would you say those words?
Never. I'm a big we guy, even when they messed up and I'm giving them the gears a little bit. It's all about we, very, very specific about the language where, there's no possessive stuff going on, or the counter to that is you say my athletes, but then when you're mad at them, it's you didn't do this. And I absolutely hate that battle where it's we when we do well and it's we when we're not doing well. You're a team through and through. Come on, Garrett. This isn't day one stuff here. Come on.
I don't believe you. I don't trust that. I'm hesitant, but good for you if it's true, Josh. Good for you. That's kind of lame, though, because I'm not really pointing anything out. But this one actually is timely because it's the time of year, Josh, and I don't know if you know this because indoor, but it's a time of year when schools start asking for their jerseys back from the teams that you played on. Absolute clown move if you're a program who's making their athletes not having a jersey to give, they don't get a jersey. They have to give it back. Absolutely, one of the weirdest things I see in the collegiate sports is when you get a jersey and then you got to give it back. You get it back next year. You don't just get a team set. We fly people across the country, put them up in hotels. We hire coach buses to drive back and forth. Yet we can't give everyone a jersey. I hate it, Josh. So Clown of the Week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree on this one, where I think jerseys are expensive And why do you want it? Like, the York guys, I think, have more T-shirts and shorts and sweaters and all kinds of stuff than they'll ever need. So they have their team gear. Why do you want to walk around in a York, little too tight, in my opinion, sleeveless jersey? Like, are they going to wear that to Starbucks? Like, when are they ever going to wear their York jersey again, that the school doesn't need to buy jerseys every single year for these cats? And that jersey money can go into, like, exhibition games or something else, or a team party for the guys, like team building for a meal or something. Like, I don't understand why we need to buy new jerseys every year. We're like, I don't think the traction of wearing the jersey again is what you think it is. Where are they going to wear the jersey again?
So you don't need to buy new jerseys every year, but you need to buy new jerseys for the new teammates every year. Definitely. Because the alternative, Josh, is you're a first year, you're getting some sweaty, stained jersey that the other person was wearing, and you got to wear this thing now. It's not yours. Like, it's that person's. They wore it for 4 or 5 years. What are you talking about? You want to wear that thing? In my first year at Western, Josh, I got the old Augusta purple, ancient from the 80s jersey that we put on. And it's like weird size, boxy. It's not mine. Dozens of people have worn this thing before me, and it just feels weird putting it on. You're telling me you want that?
What are your thoughts as well on the current Western jerseys then, if you hated the old ones so much? They changed up the design, eh?
Here's the funny thing. They changed up the design for 2 reasons. So in my first year, our bus caught fire. And the entire set of these jerseys that have been around for 20 years were burnt up in the bus fire because everybody's bags were destroyed. Sounds like we know who
set that fire.
Well, we think it was the UFT team because they were the bus caught on fire and the jerseys were destroyed, so they had to get a new set. Then the next year they changed sponsors, so we got another set. So we got to keep a set of jerseys, Josh, from that year because they were retired. So it was awesome. I still have that jersey. I'm going to frame that thing. Like, I have it forever. But if you have to give it back, you have nothing.
So you're saying when you graduated from Western, you would have had 4 jerseys and you would have been over the moon. Are you saying, like, they order this ginormous amount where you get 1 jersey your whole career and every new year somebody recycles, like, their new shirt? Like, how many numbers are we ordering here, Garrett?
Well, no, I would have graduate with 1 jersey. Well, or 2 because of the 2 sets of jerseys. Because that's my jersey.
The only flaw with that is Under Armour changes their design every year, so Western would have to order like a large amount. Like, the same cut and design I don't think is available every single year.
Great. Love it. Bring on the full new set.
What would you do if you had 4 Western jerseys right now? I don't understand. At 8, you'd have the home and away. What would you wear them to Kids Beach? Like, what are you doing with these jerseys?
Yeah, man. What are you talking about? That's your jersey. They give out purple blankets when you have like 4 years of service. At the end of 4 years, what you're gonna? I'm not gonna use this blanket. What I mean? No, it's like that's part of that time. I'll have that for the rest of my life, Josh. You play 5 years maybe of university volleyball, and you have the rest of your life to reflect on all the mistakes you made back in those years. So the least you can do is take a jersey home. Gosh.
I can get on board with this if you were like ordered to like one you have to give to a kid or donate to an auction or do something. I don't see Garrett May walking away with 8 jerseys being a good idea. I'm not on board with this idea.
Okay.
Especially once it starts getting hung on the wall. It's just bad home decor, honestly.
True. And I'm not saying 8 jerseys, Josh.
Nothing. And I say that as somebody who one of the only colors I own right now is purple. Purple goes with nothing.
Yeah.
It does not pair well with like any color. It's terrible.
I do agree. We had a purple tracksuit that year from Under Armour. What am I going to wear those pants with? Like, where am I going to wear those pants? Like, I'm never going to wear those again.
Oh, that's kind of dope. You guys get pants? I think we don't even get pants, Josh. We did get New Jersey this year, right? So
here's the trickle-down effect is everyone's always looking what other people get. The first York practice I went to, I got more York clothing than I have from the national team. So everyone's always a little, the grass is greener over here. I can't believe, did you hear Western gets pants? We don't get pants. I got like 4 shirts, a hoodie. Apparently there's a backpack coming. I got shoes. Like, I got way too much stuff, Garrett, that BC did not provide me. So let's just be happy with what we get.
You are unbelievable. You got a set of shoes, you got 4 shirts, you got all this clothing, and you're saying, oh, it's expensive to make a jersey? Come on, dude. They're giving you all this crap. Cut that in half. You don't need 4 shirts. Give you a damn jersey. Like, give the jersey to the people who wore it.
This wasn't going to be my clown of the week, but now I will say it's a clown of the week. This happens in club and this happens at university. You know what I hate, Garrett? And it happens at the provincial team. On Tuesdays, you have to wear your red shirt. On Wednesdays, you have to wear your black shirt. And if you don't, there's punishment. Why does it matter in practice that we all wear the same colored shirt? I'll never understand that.
Our team actually does that, Josh. That's funny you bring that up.
Ours too, and there's a punishment for guys who don't do it. And I'm like, why does it matter that everyone wore their grays today? By the way, gray is the worst practice shirt color ever. It gets sweaty, it looks disgusting. Like, why everyone wears gray, I'll never know. But why do we demand that we're only a team unity, Garrett, if we wear the exact same thing that everyone else is wearing?
Yeah. See, now you're going to bring up another pet peeve that's actually kind of minor, and you're going to call me out on the jersey thing, but I don't know. There's an argument to be made for wearing the same thing in practice. I don't know. I don't like it, but maybe I should just argue with you because that's the thing we do on this show.
Like, maybe if the Libs wore a different color and it was for, like, the scrimmage or the game silly stuff, I could get on board with, like, you needed, like, the quote-unquote uniform, but you didn't want to wear your uniforms. But no, we have, like, a jersey color of the day that everyone has to wear. It's not on board, but maybe, again, because I'm coming from Volleyball Canada where we don't have a clothing sponsor right now, Garrett, we just wear whatever we want, and you know what? Everybody's just fine with that.
Yeah. I don't know. Our team does that.
I think if I'm packing my bag in the morning and I don't know what shirt I'm supposed to be wearing or whatever, like, that seems stressful. I don't think I'd ever remember to wear the right shirt. I don't even think I remembered to wear the right jerseys when we played club. Never mind shirts. Like, that's too stressful. I just pack both in my bag. Whatever, when I show up and I see what Elina's wearing, that's when I put my jersey on. I would go, oh, okay, cool, like we're wearing red today or we're wearing black. Whereas shirts, too much.
You know what it leads to, Josh? Here's the real selling point for your pet peeve. It leads to people leaving the multiple colors of jersey in their locker and never taking them home to wash them because they don't want to get punished. So they just leave them there and they get real gross. So that's a problem. That's a bigger problem than really who cares about what you're wearing. To follow that rule, the workaround is to get stanky.
So I don't know for a fact because I've never around the team room long enough. I'm pretty sure York has laundry service, or a lot of universities actually are starting to offer it. Which
they have laundry service, and you're saying it's expensive to make a jersey, Josh.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how much money goes into the athletic department that is just pure fluff. Why are we doing the athletes' laundry? Why do they need 8 shirts a year? Some programs give winter jackets. You're telling me you're gonna wear a Guelph Griffins winter coat after you graduate? No chance.
I don't know. I'm saying I'm a fan of the winter jacket. We got winter jackets. I make fun of the engineering people on my campus with their leather jackets, and I'm like, it's like a cult over there. Every student athlete at Western wears their winter jacket. It's ridiculous. And I'm guilty of this too. Better than everyone else when I wear it.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. Like, I'm on campus and I feel really cool in my athletic jacket.
You should feel better than everybody else. You let everybody else know you're better than them. Absolutely.
Walk by someone wearing the same jacket. We have the volleyball on the side. I look at what sport are there. Oh, tennis. Nice. It's a nice little connecting point, you know? So the jacket, I will, those were hella expensive, I'm sure, for the Western athletics department, but thank you for those if they're watching right now.
So cults are cool as long as you're in the cool group. I see where we're going with this.
If you buy into the cult's not that bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, I got to call you out though, man. You said jerseys are expensive, yet you're talking about York giving you 4 shirts. Laundry service, man? Laundry?
They do my laundry, but I'm pretty sure the guys' laundry gets done.
Right. They're paying somebody to do laundry. Does York make you return the jerseys?
I'm pretty sure, Elina, you didn't get to keep your jersey.
Yeah. No, they keep it in, there's a jersey room, which they wash it, but the jerseys from last year and a couple of years before that, so we retired those jerseys and we got the new ones this year. So the graduating players from this year, they got that blanket with a couple of your practice shirts, and then the jersey from last year, they put that into the blanket as well. But no, we don't. I don't think we'll get to keep the jersey until we graduate, and then they put that jersey in the blanket.
That seems to solve both your problems, honestly.
That's also,
you get the jersey, you don't buy new ones.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we keep one of the jerseys, the jersey that we wear when we graduate. So it makes sense.
Yes, but they sew it into a blanket?
Yeah, it's like this big blanket with, like, shirts in stitched into it. Like, your practice shirts and your jersey stitched into it.
It's kind of nice, actually. That's
kind
of
like
nice.
A quilt.
I don't know if the men did that, but...
Yeah,
so
shut up,
we
Josh.
only had one graduating athlete. I don't think Andrew received a quilt.
No. I was there then.
You know what, Garrett? If I had a budget and I was running a U Sports team, this one, it annoyed me at the time, but I thought, wow, what a great idea. So after we get slapped by McMaster and we lose in the semi, we're in our team room and then we leave and we go to walk out the door, the athletic center there, and we walk by one of their boardrooms that the men's volleyball team has booked. And two of their rookies wheel in coolers and they start distributing like rice bowls and meals for all the guys. So they serve really nice food to their guys after every game, where I'm looking at our York guys and they're packing their own food. Some of them are good diet people. Some of them are not so good. So it was just interesting that like Mac has controlled their budget really well. I bet you they don't let the guys keep the jerseys, but they give them a hot meal after every game.
Yeah, like compared to that, the jersey is peanuts. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, maybe they just want to have tight control over like the uniform aesthetic. I don't know. We got to move on from it because we've belabored the point too much. Comment down below what your thoughts. Should you keep the jersey? Like, come on, we want. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but Josh, bad reasoning, bad argument for you, Josh. So where were we? We were in clowns of the week. So Josh, you kind of did one. That wasn't your clown of the week, though, right?
That wasn't my clown. I need to apologize publicly on air, Garrett. I'll say I'm the clown, and I'm going to apologize to Katie Hutchison, who comments a lot on our post, Garrett, and I finally figured out how to, log into the YouTube and comment. And she commented on a rule that gets abused a lot. And I made a smart ass comment being like, if only we knew somebody on the OVA board who could get this rule changed. And she basically said like, there's very little power in the board position. And she was very honest. So I just want to say, Katie, I know our sport runs on volunteers like you who are super involved. Like the OVA committee is a volunteer position. A lot of coaches are volunteers. So I was trying to be like the witty, funny guy on the internet. I'm actually sorry. I think volunteers make our sport run. So Katie, I didn't mean that just because you're on the board, you could get all these silly rules changed. So I wanted to apologize on air for that, Garrett.
So does that make you the clown of the week?
I am the clown of the week.
Let's go. Absolutely. Well deserved. Josh,
week.
take it. Absolutely. It feels worse, though, that you're calling yourself out, actually. Like,
yeah.
It's a bit, yeah.
It makes me wonder, though, if the OVA president can't change rules, who can change rules? Who made these rules? Why do these rules exist?
True.
It's a really great question.
What came
Josh.
first, OVA or the rules, to be honest?
Ooh.
Chicken or egg?
Yeah, like, how do we
I have
do
to
that?
say, though, Katie and the rules, one of my favorite Katie stories is like 14U, some coach was having an argument and she pulled out of her backpack a printed copy of the OVA rules that stated they were wrong. So that was one of my favorite. I think it was the Katie and Kaylee duo there. She is pretty good with the rules.
Okay, so she knows the rules. She has the rule book, but it's unclear how to change the rules. Josh, maybe we have some influence there.
This show with our dozens and dozens of listeners, do you think we can start to maybe weasel into the provincial and territory sport organizations and get some rules changed?
I think we can
How do you
stretch it
target
to
that on
hundreds of
YouTube?
viewers. We can call it hundreds of viewers, Josh. At this point, we can stretch it. Like, let's be aspirational. Okay, so clown of the week to yourself after I jokingly gave you clown of the week twice throughout the episode?
It's been a rough week for me, this one, Garrett, yeah.
I'm feeling it.
I'll add in one more. You know how like some of our super fans, they don't comment on the show, they'll just message me. Somebody did not appreciate my comment about how the R2 was useless in NCAA volleyball because we talked about how their men just celebrate and they run on the court, and I was like, oh, in the OCAA they only tell your bench to calm down, so maybe they don't need the R2. I got didn't appreciate the R2 comment, bud.
So, like a text?
Yes.
The bud. That's like the Canadian version of someone cussing you out right there.
I think so. So to all the refs out there, the R2 position is valuable.
No, I'll double down because nobody texted me. The R2 position is worthless and you should all figure it out. So there you go, Josh. Let's double down, man. The R2 is useless, bud. I don't know who it was, so maybe somebody. I'm really offending.
Let's get
really
really
offending
intense.
somebody. The The R2 is useless, friend. I don't know. Like, is that, let him know. Okay. Now, here's the moment of truth. Robin, Elina, we've had 30 minutes since we said there's a chance to think about the clown of the week. Did we come up with anything, or are we going to double down on UBC?
No, I came up with something.
Let's go, Elina.
I like it.
All right. Okay, clown of the week. Gary, I'm going to have to give it to you because you said, this is the heat. Here we go. You said I'm a listener, but of the podcast last week. You called me out in the podcast saying, you're saying my name for clown of the week, and you were like, I don't know how to say your last name, Elina, apologies. And then you're like, oh, she's probably not even a listener. But here I am telling you I heard it. Not because Daniel told me, but because I was curious to see how it went. Because, go me, I gave you the guest. And there you go.
Okay.
I listened.
Okay. Listen. No, you listen. I'll take clown of the week for saying your name wrong. I was thinking back because I was like looking at it after. I was like, I probably butchered that. I didn't listen back to it, but I probably butchered it because when Josh, that's the thing, Josh said it to me and I didn't read it. So I was like, okay, now I got to say it, and I absolutely blew it. So I'll wear that. But calling me out for saying you're not a listener, are you a listener?
Yeah, honestly.
You are honestly a listener.
Yeah.
How many episodes have you listened to?
I've listened to some of the ones that came out recently. So the one with Luke and Martin, the one with Jazz, because honestly, not calling him out, but I didn't think he would hop on a podcast. So just very unusual for Jazz.
Okay.
So I'll have to tune into that. And then
how much of those episodes did you listen to?
Okay, the one last week, almost the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you knew you were mentioned.
No. Okay. Okay, both because.
Oh my god.
Because, obviously, like, I told like Daniel to hop on it, so I just wanted to see how it went for like him, whatever. And then I asked him after, I was like, how'd it go? And then he was like, oh, it was great, like, super fun, whatever. And I was like, I did ask him. I was like, did Garrett say anything about me? Because I knew you'd be a little mad, failing.
There it is. There it is. Absolutely. The truth emerges. There is the nugget.
And then
okay. Give me a do-over then. Let's see if I can get your name correct. So... because I remember I used to be able to get it right, and that was years ago. So let me try it again. So Elina Zvigelsky.
Close. Yeah.
So how do you actually say it?
It's Zvigelsky. So pretty much the way you said it, you just said it weird. You just said it weird.
Well, yeah, it sounds weird when somebody's pronouncing your name and really enunciating it. Like if I were to say, my name is Garrett May. You'd be like, whoa, like, it sounds weird, right? So I got it.
No, you got it this time. But how'd you go from butchering it and then to just saying it perfectly? Did you practice it or something? Like,
no, here's exactly how. When Josh said it to me before the episode, I didn't read it. So when I can read it, got it. If I don't have it in front of me, I lose it.
Well, that's good, because sometimes people will read my last name and they'll be like, what? Like the York announcer, when they read your answer, he comes up to me everywhere I go, everywhere. They're like, how do you say your last name? How do you say it? I'm like, it's not that hard. Just split it into 3, Do
you ever get Zvigelsky?
I do. I get Zvigelsky. I get Zvigelsky. My teammates don't even know how to say my last name.
Zvigelsky would be brutal, actually. I'd be upset if I got that. All right. Well,
to be fair, the York people couldn't say Fedari correct. So, I mean, yours is like a little bit more up on the difficulty scale. But, yeah. Yeah,
they do say Fedar, and they say, our teammate Amrai, they say Amari. So, it might just be the announcers in the area.
Okay. Harsh. Well, I'll wear that one, but yeah, I'll get it right next time. And how many times will you bail on us before we have you on again?
None. 0.
0? Okay.
Unless I get like a surprise like Raptors event, then.
Which I think is fair. I think it's fair. If you bail on us again for the Raptors, though, twice, I think I'll have to start wondering, like, maybe you should check if there's Raptor tickets before you commit to being on the show, because there are probably some waiting for you. Okay. Robin, are you doubling down on UBC, or do you have another clown of the week?
I don't know. I think I got to double down on UBC here. Clown of the week, like, I can't think of that many people I want to trash on.
I know. It's hard. Imagine doing 80 episodes of this.
Brutal. Like, absolutely brutal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there like a rule?
You guys might find it easier. I think you have a little bit more fun with this.
Yeah, like if it's not,
maybe it's a practice
if it's not
thing.
at hand, that's when you get into like, you're maybe going to say someone's name who you shouldn't. So let's not go there.
Like, I'm not going to just pull and then
Okay. We're nearing the end of the show here, and that's a long segment. The players and clowns of the week took 50 minutes. Like, holy Josh, that's some content right there in one segment. But anyways, so we had some comments, Josh. I wonder if it's because we had so many views or something. Like, I don't know. We actually got some comments. So you've already referenced a few of them. I want to reference a couple others. So Derek Dedman, friend of the show, called us out, and I think it's a clown of the week for us, Josh. And I think we've already both been named clown of the week, and here's another reason why. So No Love, and it's true, we did not reference the women's college national champions one time in our discussion last week about the champions. Talked about UBC women. We talked about the both men's U Sport and CCAA, but we did not once mention the women college. And so that's absolutely on us. We can't consider ourselves an upper class volleyball show if we're not going to do stuff like that, Josh. So we got to wear that.
Absolutely. And looking, like I mentioned, I was cheering for Humber during the tournament. They beat them 3-1. They 3-0'd Camosun, who's always strong in the finals. So yes, Lakeland did deserve a shout out, and we missed it, Garrett. We missed it. Maybe we'll have to get one of their players on the show so we can redeem ourselves and nearly showcase the program.
I mean, that would be great. Again,
Elina, do you know anyone who plays at Lakeland?
Yeah, we should start mid-episode.
As our new
booking agent, can you maybe reach out and see who's available?
Well, we basically had the entire York roster at this point, so we got to start branching out somehow.
But those get the most views because those are the only ones that Alina's seen.
No, Trent apparently gets the most views. Trent, 2 and 18. How do we got to get more Trent people on this show, I guess.
Yeah. How about Josh? I give you some people maybe from the Humber women's team.
There we go.
There you go.
Branching out.
There we go. Okay. And the other comment we got to mention, these are both from last week's episode, by the way, is some guy, also great name, but calling us both out, Josh. And I didn't appreciate this. And thank you for coming to my defense, Josh. We chirp each other a lot, but I know you got my back. So some guy mentioned about your comments about Johan David's performance, as Charlie gave him player of the week, but he hit less than his body weight. And you called him out for that. So he wondered if Josh Nickel would say that I wasn't deserving of a player of the week for my performance at my final national championships, because in the final, I hit less than my body weight, is what he's saying. And I mean, valid point. And you came to my defense, Josh. So first of all, some guy, watch it. Okay. Just watch yourself. Okay. Dominated that tournament. Yeah. Dominated.
Friend.
Watch it, buddy. Watch it, friend. Some guy. I don't know. Some guy. We don't know who it is. But calling me out after I have the 2 best games of my life. Then the 3rd game in the final when we lose 3 straight for having a bad performance. It's like, everybody had a bad performance. We got to, you know what? But that's kind of petty. So the other thing he didn't know is that I hit 142, which at the time, believe it or not, was above my body weight. No, I'm just kidding. That wasn't even close. But And thank you, Josh, for coming to my defense, though, and saying that you would have given me a Player of the Week back then, because I appreciate it. And that's a bit of a nice moment that you and I can have in the comments section forever.
Well, full disclosure, I think I would have also. You would have been maybe my honorable mention. I think Riley Barnes had a heck of a tournament. I probably would have gave it to Riley Barnes, but you were up there.
But less than me. You even referenced the numbers, less than me. You wouldn't even have my back then?
So I think Yoey, I hope he tries out for the beach national team. I hope to work with Yohan again. I think he had a great tournament, but how are you comparing beating Windsor and then a good Alberta team and then losing in the final to your year, huge upset over Trinity that had like Schreiber and Van Berkel and like all these other studs, and then you beat Mac who had Stephen Marr, Jory, Danny, like those were two games that you guys had no business like winning, and you took down, and you had like 20 points or more in each of them. So I thought it was a false comparable. This person's trying to stir the pot, and you know what? They got to us, Garrett. They got to us.
So what if I did hit my body weight though? Like, what's the difference between like hitting 140 and hitting 180? Like, does that make it good all of a sudden if you hit above your body weight? Like, it's
just an imaginary line, and it's a funny joke from Moneyball where they're talking about if they should sign David Justice, and one of the scouts, the old school scouts, because it's all about bashing old school mentality in sports, be like, "Old man Justice, he'll be lucky if he hits his weight by July." So it's just funny that like it's just a line in the sand being like, if you don't hit over your weight, you're not really that efficient of an attacker, Garrett. So to be fair, was 142, that was below your weight, though. We did confirm that on this show, right?
Well, again, it was close.
And you were in fourth year, so it'd be close.
Yeah, but listen, back in the day, I was pretty scrawny, okay? But not that scrawny.
In 142. First year, yeah, not in fourth year, yeah.
In first year, I was, because I got mono, I was down to 160. So I was tiny, and so I could have hit 160 and been all right, but no. Anyways.
Probably why that jersey didn't fit in year one, though. It was too boxy.
It was huge. Like, it was huge. It was from the 80s, Josh. Again, I'm still bitter.
That's also because you wanted to wear, weren't you, you were a high digit guy in that era. Weren't you like 17 or something? And it's old school. It used to be like the number goes up with the sizes before the kids got to pick their numbers these days. Like I had to talk to Leah Monkhouse today. Leah Monkhouse was 43, Garrett. Who chooses the number 43? That is bonkers for a volleyball number.
What number are you two right now?
12 right now. I've been going up by 4s my whole life, though, so I got to keep on trend here. 4, and then now I'm 12.
I'm 18.
Yeah, like, okay. Yeah, Josh, and that shows you how little you knew about me. I was 11 in my first 2 years.
And then you switched.
Yeah.
So, Garrett, when I started...
Which is like the mid-range sizes, and it was still...
Yeah, huge.
Ginormous on you.
Huge, yeah.
Well,
was it something that you got? Was it like a goal? Like you were like, oh, I'll get this, and then I have to get big. Like once I have this massive jersey, I'm just gonna have to hit the gym every day to fill it out. Like I feel like it would be like a goal jersey kind of situation.
Didn't have a choice. Or like I have to earn 17. Like I can't wear the jersey 17 until like I hit my weight, basically. No, I didn't have a choice. My favorite number was retired because the guy who wore it before me had died in a tragic accident. So it was an honor to put on 17 when we finally did get it. So right back at you, Josh. How about you watch that before you know what's going on? Anyways, we'll have to have you both on again because I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface here of some of the fun stuff we could talk about. But we'll have to do Players and Clowns the week again so you guys can redeem yourself for kind of a, I don't want to be too harsh, but like a low scoring performance on Players and Clowns of the week. Is that fair or is that too harsh?
I think it's fair. I mean, I had 2 weeks preparation for this. It wasn't even like I was told yesterday, like,
yeah, like that's true.
Elina canceled to give me more time.
Yeah, you bailed twice.
Plan out my years on the week, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
Like,
hey, Robin, I thought we were teammates. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, again, you're also not teammates.
No, she did that for me. It was Raptors is made up. I was too stressed about the Players and the Clowns of the week, so she canceled, so I could come up with more in time.
That can't have been it.
I had to come clean, like.
If people are stressed about that, I'm feeling good about our performance on the show. So, Josh, also, How many times have you and I both gotten players and clowns of the week in the same week? Because it happened to us this week. We didn't even know it. We didn't even acknowledge that.
And it happened in a pure way where when we first started this, like you would call me a clown and I would get like really envious and retaliate, and like it just out of poor form. But this time it was pure and genuine. So like we got to do some reflection here. And Garrett, I think they were really good.
It wasn't even in the script.
Yeah, exactly. The huge script we sent before the show here. It's funny
that they sent us.
The things we actually scripted that we asked them to bring a player and clown of the week, that's the stuff they folded up on. But when we got into the jersey and the team gear and stuff, they had the witty repartee going back and forth. They were a lot better. And I think it's because we put them in a box and said, you need to come with this. When they were just feeling like flowing it.
Josh.
They were great. They were great, Garrett.
You warned them about players and clowns of the week? You two knew that you had to do that coming in?
I don't know if Robin
like
knew
2 weeks
for
ago,
sure.
I was told I didn't think of anything.
You knew you had to do that. And for the 4 potential choices, player, clown, you picked one team for all 4 of those with preparation and warning.
I mean, my clown was different.
Okay, your clown was me.
For a week where indoor volleyball is done. We're not in volleyball mode anymore.
It's just
our season's over.
Like, it's over. Our season's over. Like, UBC just swept everybody. Okay, like, whatever.
That's no excuse. My career is over, and I'm doing this every week.
Its career is over, and we're still hearing about it, honestly. No,
yes, and we'll never stop. We're renaming the show to Garrett's rehashing of old stuff. That's really just what we do.
Get that jersey frame, put it in the background.
Yeah,
I should do that. I should do that.
I've got a good story, actually, if we're rehashing Garrett's old stuff.
Well, we're not, though, because we are well over time. Like, we're already past the long side of an episode. So, like, I'm trying to shut it down, and we got more to talk about?
Yeah, I mean...
It's a nice little anecdote.
Gosh, no one is listening right now, by the way. Like, no one is listening to this. So if you're still listening to this, please subscribe because we need it. And comment down below if you heard Robin's story that she's about to tell.
Some Easter eggs in, we can test them later. Okay, well, I'm at Western now. Garrett went to Western, which might be a surprise for most of you to learn. But when I came to Western for the first time, with Garrett as my coach, it was for an invitational tournament. And he hyped himself up. He said, I was kind of a big deal at Western. And 17, 16-year-old me said, yeah, sure, Garrett, you were. Like, that's great. Okay. I didn't know anything. And we were doing a little tour, walked right into the men's head coach. There was a poster of Garrett. Yeah. I was proven wrong. And I had spent the whole tour kind of like, Garrett thinks he's a big deal at Western. Oh, wow. Like, because I didn't really know much about you when you coached me. But I was proven wrong big time. And so maybe clown of the week to me then. But ended up going to Western. So it worked. All the talking about Western.
Jim had my poster in his office?
I had a photo. I don't know if it was a poster. It was like a very large framed photo. We walked in. I don't know who Jim was. I didn't know who Jim was at that point. So I was like, cool, men's coach. Like, there's a photo of Garrett on his wall for some reason. Like, honestly, I was like, whoa, maybe he wasn't lying. Like, maybe this guy actually did play some volleyball in his lifetime.
I'm getting emotional. Good old Jim had my back, Josh. He had my back this whole time. Oh, gosh. And here I am saying they're cursed, Josh. I need to take it all back. And I need to
I was going to say, is that poster still up? Like, did it survive the curse episode?
I'll have to go check for you.
Yeah,
he
Robin,
ripped it off. Like, he drew a mustache on my face or something, destroyed it. Okay, we are well over.
I'll
draw
the jersey really big.
Like, there's so much work left to do to get this episode going. And we're still cracking jokes. I gotta shut it down as the host. I've done a terrible job. Thank you, you two, for finally making it on the show. And thank you for rolling with the punches and calling us out. We appreciate you joining us. Josh, thank you as always. If you're still listening, do something. Text Josh, comment down below.
Get off of this show.
We need something. Yeah, and stop listening now because it's over basically. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.